Welcome back to another video on the channel. We have a fantastic final 8 lineup in the Women's 2021 Australian Open. We still have some of the top seeds left in the draw: Serena Williams, Simona Halep, Barty and Naomi Osaka. And we also have some new faces in the quarterfinals: Muchova, Jessica Pegula and 35-year-old Hsieh. To reach her maiden Grand Slam quarterfinal at 35 is a remarkable story. But the first match I'm going to touch on is Serena Williams against Simona Halep. This can only be a fantastic one between two great Grand Slam champions. I'm going to start with Serena, and I don't think we've still seen the best of Serena Williams, but the fact that she's reached this stage of a Grand Slam and only dropped one set shows that she's a huge danger left in the draw. So, talking about Serena against Sabalenka, and this was a fantastic win for Serena Williams, and I'm sure it'll give her the world of confidence for the rest of the tournament. Sabalenka was many people's favourite to actually take this tournament outright after her recent form. She's won 3 consecutive WTA titles, she's in the form of her life, playing great aggressive tennis. So for Serena Williams to beat her in 3 sets is, as I say, a great win for her, and it'll give her huge confidence and belief that she can go on and lift this record-breaking 24th Grand Slam title. Talking about Serena's game, as I mentioned, I still don't think we've seen the absolute best of her yet. But the fact that she's beaten Sabalenka with only serving 52% of her serves, showing you how well that she can still strike the ball on forehand and backhand, and she is still capable of producing her best tennis in the biggest moments. In that third set, I was very impressed with Serena. She really found the first serve, served over 71% of her serves, and she attacked the net well. I don't think fatigue was a problem, but Sabalenka, being the much younger player, probably was fresher than Serena, and the longer exchanges would have favoured Sabalenka, but Serena was clever. She found the first serve and she attacked the net, I think on 6 occasions, and won 100% in net play points in that third set. And I think that's a tactic she definitely needs to use against Halep. But to get into the net, you need to serve well. So 52% of first serves won't be enough for Serena to beat the likes of Halep and Barty and Osaka, who do return so well. So I think the key for Williams moving forward in this tournament is to nail the first serve, back it up with a big forehand and backhand down the line, and look to get into the net and finish the points early, because she has got fantastic hands and aggression around the net, and that's when we see the best of Serena Williams, in my opinion. Moving on to Simona Halep, who's just had a whirlwind tournament, and I'm still not quite sure how she's reached the quarterfinal stage. She was 5-2 down to Tomljanovic in round 2 before winning that 7-5. A set down to Hsieh in the last 16. She came back to win that 1 in 3. And just talking a little bit about that Hsieh performance, I think the first set Simona Halep got dragged into a little bit of a dogfight from the baseline with Hsieh, which favoured the bigger ground strokes of Hsieh. She hit through the defences of Halep a number of times, and Halep grew frustrated. I was very impressed with Halep from set 2 and 3. She really adopted a different style. She dropped a little bit further behind the baseline just to give her a little bit more time and read on Hsieh's ground strokes. She threw up different switches of pace and variation, slices, which really saw Hsieh unravel and knock her out of a rhythm. Hsieh began to be impatient, tried to hit winners from difficult positions and spinning balls, lost the first serve, and Halep just used all that excellent defence and experience and counter-punching abilities to grind that one out, and I was thoroughly impressed with Simona Halep in that match. To come back from a set down against a rampant Hsieh who was yet to drop a set is a fantastic win. So both of these players come in to this match full of confidence. Both claimed 2 brilliant wins in 3 sets, both played the best tennis in the deciders, and I think I'm going to go with Serena Williams. If she can serve well and, as I say, attack the net, then these courts are definitely playing for Serena rather than Halep. Halep would prefer slow conditions. Williams likes the fast conditions, which suits her serve and big ground strokes. But I do think if Serena can serve well, as I say, and attack the net, I do think she can break through the defences of Halep enough times to win this one. I think the key for Halep is to counter-punch well and use all that defence and experience to try and keep Serena on the run. Perhaps try and tire Serena out by using the slices down the lines and precise ground strokes that we know that she's got. But I think this match is almost on Serena's racket. If she can serve and return well, I do think she has all the ability to pile the pressure on Halep, keep her on the run, and if she can move into the court and find the clean winners, then I think Serena progresses through this one in 3 sets. Moving on to match number 2, and we have Hsieh, who, as I mentioned, what a remarkable story to reach your first ever Grand Slam quarterfinal of 35 up against 3-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka. And Naomi Osaka came through a real battle, and I'm not quite sure how again she's reached the quarterfinal of this tournament. She's came through a very hard draw against Pavlyuchenkova, Carolina Garcia, Ons Jabeur and Garbina Muguruza. Muguruza had 2 match points at 5-3, and the level of tennis that Osaka produced from that from that stage onwards was quite remarkable. I think looking back, you can always say that Muguruza should have won that match, and she should have. But as I say, the level of tennis that Osaka produced from match points down was unbelievable, really. Just ruthless hitting from the back of the court. Seemed like the pressure was off, and that's when Osaka played her best tennis. Overall, I still don't think we've seen the best of Osaka. I still don't think the first serve is fully there. The return game, the forehand seems to be taking time to get going in matches. But I think with Serena now, like I've said with Serena, I think Osaka is a player that's becoming better as the tournament progresses, and she produces the best in semi-finals and finals. So I'm expecting a convincing win from her in this one. Hsieh has played some brilliant tennis and had some fantastic wins against the likes of Pironkova, Andreescu, Vondrousova. They're some of the top players in the women's draw. So for her to beat all 3 of those in straight sets is a testament to how well she's played in this tournament. Hsieh is a player that's got brilliant variations. She can switch up the pace. She's very unorthodox. She likes the drop shots, the slices, and I think she'll be able to frustrate Osaka during this match and force errors out of Osaka. But overall, I think as long as Osaka makes 65+% of first serves, gets the return game going, she possesses huge ground strokes and a lot heavier ground strokes than Hsieh, and on a fast hard court it's certainly going to suit the game style of Osaka. If it gets into a baseline battle and there's only one win in this match, I think the key for Hsieh has to be to use all those variations, get Osaka on the run as much as possible, try and bring her into the net, get those passing shots into play and lobs if possible. But yeah, I think this match is on Osaka's racket. If she turns up and plays somewhere near to her best, then she's just going to out-hit and hit winners for fun in this one, in my opinion. I expect Osaka to come through this one in pretty comfortable fashion in straight sets. But Hsieh's upset the odds many times in this tournament. She's had a fantastic one in all the pressures on Naomi Osaka. So if Hsieh can frustrate Osaka and maybe nick the opening set, then you never quite know. But I expect Osaka to win this one comfortably in 2 sets. Moving on now to the world number 1, Barty, who is looking to win the Australian Open for the first time up against Carolina Muchova of the Czech Republic. And Barty is just a player who is playing, some of the best tennis of her life, I think, at the moment. The fact that she's been out for a year and came back and won 8 matches in a row just shows you how well she is playing, and she's at the top of her game. Every part of her game seems to be working fantastically well, from the serve to the return to the variation in the backhand to the forehands down the line. And I said it early on in the tournament when I watched Barty that it's going to take a special performance for somebody to stop her in this Australian Open. She loves the conditions in Melbourne, and she'll be hoping she has the backing of a crowd later on in this tournament if she is to reach those final stages. But Barty was very impressive yesterday against Shelby Rogers. Rogers took her to a match-deciding tie-break in a warm-up event, and I think Barty in that one was guilty of having a baseline battle with Rogers. Rogers is very capable herself of hitting winners, and I don't think Barty used the variations enough in that one. But last night she put the wrongs right, so to speak, against Rogers. She used all the variations. She used the drop shot, the slices down the line, the backhand's variation. She served much better, returned better, and it was a very convincing and statement-like performance from Barty in that one. Up against Carolina Muchova, who I've actually watched live a few times in Manchester a few years ago, and I never thought she would reach the level of his career, but this match can only be a fantastic matchup. Muchova's, again, a very nice player to watch. She's got lots of different variations, a great backhand like Barty, a tall player. She possesses that good strong serve, which is important on a fast hard court. And I think this is definitely the match to watch in all the quarterfinals, even across men's and women's. This can only be a fantastic one to watch. There'll be some fantastic points and slices and drop shots, and just a very entertaining one to watch. I think the edge has to go towards Ashley Barty. She's got more experience in these types of Grand Slam matches, and as I say, she's at the absolute top of the game at the moment. I think she's slightly got a better serve and bigger weight to shot, which could be the difference. But Muchova is in fantastic form. All the pressure's on the world number one, which could see a even better Muchova than what we've seen so far. But I am going to edge towards Ashley Barty, and I think even to win a set against Ashley Barty will take some doing for Muchova in this one. So I'm going to predict Ashley Barty to go through this one in straight sets. And finally, the last quarter final we have is the battle of two Americans, Jennifer Brady and Jessica Pegula. This doesn't surprise me at all, Jennifer Brady reaching the quarter final of Australia Open, and if she went to win this event, I don't think it'd be a massive surprise either. We saw last year at the US Open that she won Cincinnati and done very well at the US Open as well. She's a player that possesses massive ground strokes, some of the biggest definitely on the WTA on forehand and backhand. She backs it up with a very big, consistent first serve, and quick hard courts are absolutely perfect for Jennifer Brady. So the fact that she's reached the quarterfinal is, as I say, no surprise. And Jessica Pegula as well. She wasn't a player I'd seen too much of pre-tournament, but I was very impressed with her against Svitolina last night. I didn't realise how good of a forehand that Pegula had. She strikes me as a little bit like Garbina Muguruza. When she gets in the centre of her court in the forehand, she really gets great angles, pulls the opponent very wide and looks to attack the net and finish the points off. I think a double-handed backhand again is a very good consistent shot. I don't think it's quite as good offensively as it is defensively. She seems to get good depth on it and get back in the points and make herself neutral. But her forehand really is a money shot, and anyone who can get angles like that and pace on the forehand on a quick hard court is going to be a huge danger to anybody in this tournament. But I see this match going only one way, and I think Jennifer Brady, if she turns up and serves as consistently as she has done so far in this tournament, she just possesses huge ground strokes on forehand and backhand, and I think that could be the difference. I think Pegula, as I said, I don't think she's got the most attacking backhand, whereas Jennifer Brady has. So if it becomes a battle of the cross-court backhands, then I think Brady will dominate that particular matchup. The forehands will be very interesting. I think, Brady's is a lot flatter and she hits it more down the line, whereas Pegula likes to go across court and create great angles. But I just think the bigger weight of shot and the better serve will come from Jennifer Brady, and I'm going to pick her to progress through this one in 3 sets. So there we have 4 fantastic matchups in the quarterfinal of the Women's Australian Open. The tournament is really starting to reach the business end now. I'm sure we're going to have many more great matches in this tournament, and I can't wait to see who ends up being champion next Saturday. My full quarterfinals men's preview and prediction video is already on the channel, so if you do want to check it out, it is already on there. Please leave your comments below of who you think will reach the semi-finals and go on to win this tournament. If you haven't left a like, please do on the video, and also subscribe to make sure you don't miss out the rest of my content for the Australian Open. And yeah, thanks for watching another video, and I will see you on the next one.